What's up, everybody? Welcome to the CNG Podcast. And I got my brother back in the building, G Walker. How's it been going, man?
Oh man, everything been going good, bro. Just life is just constantly evolving, constantly moving. For the people out there wondering what's been going on, man, I just had another little princess when my daughter was born June 1st. The most beautiful thing I
Okay.
laid eyes on in a long time. So just been a little bit of an adjustment in the family structure, man, like that. So family first, of course. So everything seems to be a little bit more settled in, a little bit more adjusted. So things are going back to a little bit of normalcy around here. So as you know, I'm back at it. And Chicago Bears minicamp has started today, so I'm ready to talk, bro.
All right, now before we get started, I want to tell you, man, congratulations. That's very big news. I'm glad your baby girl's doing well. I'm glad she's healthy and everything. But yeah, like G Walker just said, man, we're about to get into this Bears mini camp, which started off today, June 14th to the 16th. We're gonna talk about that. Also, we're probably gonna talk about Game 5 of the finals. But G Walker, man, let's go off with the first topic.
Man, the first topic, of course, is always going to be who? Justin Fields. Throw up the overlay for me, brother. Go ahead and put that up there. It's got the first one.
Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. First
Take
one,
your
first
time.
one. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, look at that. Look at that face, man. That's the face I'm expecting to see all season, man. I want to see this kid smiling, standing upright, throwing darts to his wide receivers. He's talking to his coaches. He's communicating very well. He's coming out of the huddle quick. He's snapping the plays. I'm expecting that. But then at the end of the day, something else can be on his face too. He can have oh man. CJ, this says everything right here, bro. Now we're going to mini camp today. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the news coming out of, Hollis Hall today that he had a bad day or the defense just destroyed him. What you think about this picture? You think this is going to be something that Eberflus defense, that hit system, is going to be what's making this dude look like this today? Or these
Hey
next 2 days?
man, it could be a good thing or a bad thing, man. Because I expect the defense to be on point, and that's the only way
Right.
Justin gonna grow. The defense got to be on point. No shortcuts. No, of course you don't want to hurt your quarterback. I'm not saying as far as hitting him and sticking him, but as far as really making him look at different defenses out there and making him have to adjust, look at his eyes, look at his players down the field, look at his players in the middle of the field, and just run the offense. Because we've been hearing reports that he's been doing that pretty well as far as running the offense. And he's been thriving on that. So let's see how it goes within this mini camp, man. I'm excited.
So what player come to your mind right away is going to have him on the defensive side looking like that?
Of course, Roquan he's the captain of that defense. I think it's going to be with him, but also, we talk about the secondary. We talk about one of the guys, one of the key guys of that secondary has been this man right here, Brisket.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
safety, a guy, a
Yeah.
guy that does, tracks the ball very, very well out there. A guy
Yeah.
that can get to the football quick. So Justin's gonna have to make some good decisions.
So
And
look, and this is go ahead, CJ.
and I was gonna say, what you think? What you think about as far as the defense and how you think they're gonna adjust to Justin going out there and just playing with just his adjusting to the receivers because they got different receivers out there. What do you think that how the defense is gonna go out and play aggressive with him the first day, or do you think they're just gonna go out there and just randomly go through the plays?
I think they're going to go at him in the first place because this is the same guy that was practicing with Aaron Donald a couple of weeks ago. This is the same Joquan Brisket. So this guy's been, biting at the apple, man, to probably get on these fields and get ready to show what he's made of, man. So I think the defense is going to come right out there, ready to play, fast, attacking, running all over the field, giving Fields fits, man. And I expect that more than I expected from any other defense because the way that Eberflus is bringing these guys along in a manner of in that hit system, man, attacking the ball, you know what I mean, flying to the ball. So that's something I want to see. And I want to see Justin adjusted that. You can't ask for a better situation for a quarterback to be tested in with the type of coach that Eberflus is, the way he's going to have those guys attacking that ball. So
Right.
this is the best case scenario for somebody like Justin to get tested against the defense. So I'm expecting the defense to be on point. I'm expecting that.
Yeah, man. So Justin's definitely got to be looking out for number 9 right here, man.
Yeah, he
Definitely
got
got
to
to
be
be
looking
looking
out
out.
for him. Definitely got
Yeah,
to be
cause
looking out for him.
yep, and another play on the defense that we want to talk about real quick, who's kind of been been doing more than what's been expected, has been Kyla Gordon.
Oh man, another stud, man. You know the guy fell. A lot of people say he fell for a reason that it was never really known why.
Hmm.
It wasn't his defense. It wasn't his injury report. Maybe guys. Maybe it's because his speed. But at the end of the day, we got a guy that's a stud, man. That we needed on that other side of that corner side alongside JJ. So now that we got one, on that other side, I'm ready to see him, man. I'm ready to see these young ball hawks. I'm ready to see these interceptions. I'm ready to see these tip balls coming from and getting intercepted. Like, as much as I want Justin to flourish, I want him to be tested. I want him to be tested all the way. So when it comes time for preseason or season and we're playing against the top defense, he's seen a lot of the speed from our guys all mini camp and all training camp. So I'm ready to see this defense, man. But I also want to see Justin throw some darts, throw some touchdowns, make some guys miss. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to see it all, man. Like I'm really ready to see it all just take off and the culture, begin to start. What about you? What you think about Gordon? You think he's gonna get an interception first day?
I
Fast breakup? What
mean,
you think?
I think he get a breakup, man, because here he is again right here, but I think he's gonna be active because a lot of people I think was far as underrating him on his vertical. This guy has a big vertical leap, like 40, almost damn near 40 inches.
That's
So the fact
crazy.
that he can go up and he can play against big receivers, which the Bears probably have maybe one, as far as one
Maybe.
that's over 6'3", 6'4". So
Uh,
the fact that that's going to help against other teams that have big receivers could be a big huge thing. So I'm expecting him. He's going to make some mistakes too. I mean, all these guys are going to make mistakes, but I'm expecting him to make an impact when he goes up against those big receivers, which the
yeah.
Bears have had problems with in the past. So I'm expecting um, Gordon, as the season goes along, not moving too far ahead, I'm expecting him to get better as he progresses and as he plays against different big receivers. So I'm expecting him to match up against the big, tall receivers. Is what I'm expecting him to do.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, man. I'm expecting these guys, Pringle, to be tested. I'm expecting Mooney. A lot of the fan base think Mooney's the number one wide receiver. But we're going to learn today because these guys that's coming that got drafted for this defense, they're good rookies, but I think they're going to be on the level of playing against Mooney, and it's probably going to shock them as far as their speed and their physicality. So we're going to see what Mooney is really made of with some young guys that's ready to eat and ready to go action. All camp,
Mm.
all mini camp, training camp. Like, these guys are going to expose some guys that people are thinking that some guys, and they might not be them guys, man. I'm just being honest, CJ. I'm just being
Oh
honest,
man,
bro.
you said speed, you said Mooney, but there's a guy coming right up on his heels. We got to talk about him. Felix Jones Jr., man.
Oh, Jones Jr., baby. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, man! And
yeah,
Justin's been having fun with him, man. Cause this
yeah,
guy's been catching balls in the middle of the field, and man, he's
yeah.
so quick and so fast and so
Right.
like twitchy. He's making guys
Yeah,
miss like this.
yeah, yeah, for sure. This is my breakout person of camp. I
Okay.
think he's going to be the breakout person of camp. I think he's going to have multiple moments in camp to where he burns Roquan, he burns Brisker, he gets past Eddie Jackson. I could just see it happening, man. For some reason, in my instinct and my gut's telling me, pick Felix Jones Jr. as the breakout person in camp, bro. That's my breakout star. I'm rolling with Felix Jr., man. I think he's going to be impressive and he's going to be fast. And Justin likes to play fast. So there's going to be a couple of times I think Justin will get the defense sleeping. And Lugeski might catch him sleeping and might get us a good 50-yard, 60-yard run or something like that. Deep route or whatever it is. Over the top, I want to see it. So that's my breakout star of the camp, mini camp. I don't know who you got for mini camp star. Who you got? Who you want to with?
I mean, my breakout star, who I want to see makes that next step up, and even though we don't have this guy on here, I want to see Herbert make that next step as being a solid number 2. I think the offense this year is going to be critical as far as running the football and as far as getting better as far as the Bears getting rushing yards moving forward. But I really want to see what Herbert's going to do in this offense. That's my breakout guy.
Okay,
Is
that's
Khalil
somebody I didn't
Herbert.
see you. Yeah, okay, Herbert. So you think he's gonna do what? You think he's gonna end up taking more snaps away from Montgomery this season? You think that's coming?
I think that could be possible, man, because the kid this kid is very aggressive. I think he showed that at different points last year with a terrible regime. I thought he did a good job, with those guys. But, with this offense, I'm expecting the Bears offense this year to be very, very balanced as far as doing different things out there, not just getting the receivers involved or getting Justin involved with the receivers, but getting passes out of the backfield is what I'm expecting from
Right.
this Bears team. And I think Herbert is better than Montgomery when it comes to that.
Right. So who do you think? This is my biggest disappointment, and I hate to say this, man. My disappointment player I'm coming with from main camp to training camp, man. Tevin Jenkins, man. I don't think he's gonna have a good camp, bro. I think it's Jenkins, the offensive line, dog. I'm already hearing stories about him practicing with the second string, and they saying it's just, they just mixing it up and all of this and seeing what they got in the best five and all that. I'm like, okay. But when there's smoke, there's fire. So I think Jenkins might be my most disappointed player of the camp. I hope I'm wrong, but hey, man, that's what I'm thinking. You got anybody that you think that's gonna really like totally be sorry this camp?
I mean, I think it's gonna be Mustard.
Mustapher?
I think it's gonna be
Oh
Sam
hell
Mustard,
yeah,
man.
man! Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Because and the reason why I say that, G, is because you signed this guy to come back to the Bears.
Right.
He has to show something. But I don't expect him to show anything unless this guy has really worked on his footwork, unless he's worked on his hands, unless he's gotten physically stronger. There's nothing that this guy is going to impress me with. I'm looking at him on the field. I just don't see potential. Now, I could be wrong, but I just don't
Right.
see it. I think he's in the wrong position, for one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he needs to be playing center. I think they need to move him to a guard or something. But I just don't like him playing center for this Bears team. And you look at a guy like Lucas Patrick, who's out there, they're thinking about moving him to probably right guard or something. They may switch him off back and forth. So I don't, that's been the glaring thing has been the right guard. That's been the glaring position for the Bears going into this mini camp. But I don't expect Mustapher to do anything. I really
Yeah.
don't.
I'm with you. That's gonna be something I'm gonna look out for. The whole mini camp, training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Something we could talk about down the road with him and Jenkins, man, because Jenkins, he must not be showing them something early on, and for Pace or proposed to be a former offensive lineman. Hey man, he know who got the goods and who don't. He know who's special and who not. So that ain't something that you can just say, oh, they just switching guys around. Like, I don't know, man. You don't know.
Well, since we talk about switching guys around and as far as players and whatnot, let's get into the coaches real quick. Now, of course, we got our coach Matt Eberflus. Tell me, as far as I know you've been seeing the reports. Tell me what you think about Eberflus going into this mini camp.
Oh man, you know what? He never had his own team before, man. But what's going to shine the most to me is he a leader of men? Can he motivate guys to play at their best? Can he get the message across? Can he get guys to give us a little bit more effort on the defensive end, and that trickles down to the offense? So I'm expecting his voice to be loud. I'm expecting him to be vocal. I'm expecting him to get after guys. I'm expecting him to call guys out. I'm expecting him to be the heart and soul of the Chicago Bears team.
Right.
But I have no questions about him as far as him being a leader of men. And I think that's the biggest part of being a head coach. Like, you have to, actually just be a boss and not a player's coach all the time. So I just think that he fits that profile of a guy that's not a no nonsense. Be on time. I want you here. I want you running at the ball. I want you attacking the ball. I want you throwing darts Justin Field. I want guys running fast. He want to attack. So as a fan of the game, that's something that I want to see out of any team. When I'm watching the game, I want to see guys attacking the ball, running hard, running for first downs, running through guys. So if he's that coach that's going to have guys running through walls for him, man, I can't wait. What you think about Flus, man?
I mean, I like his attitude. No nonsense attitude. Old school. and everybody's talking about today. Hey, players you gotta be a little bit more calmer with players, a little bit more soft with players. Man, I never believed in that. When I came
Right.
up, it was all about do your job and do it right. If not, your ass is going on the bench. So I just like his approach, his attitude, and we're gonna see, man, how these players are gonna respond today and moving forward. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see how all this goes within the next couple of days.
Yeah, because he comes on there with a smile sometimes. I'm like, yeah, that's a wolf in sheep clothing right there. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
behind that smile, man. He really a savage. So that let me know he was when he got caught with that going too hard at OTA and he lost the practice. I like a coach that's gonna push the boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
man. If you're not trying like that, you're not trying to win. So a lot
Right.
of people had a lot of opinions about it. I'm like, I'm with it. I'm with it. I want to see what this team is made of. So, I didn't mind them losing the pride. I want to see a tough coach, a tough-minded coach, that's going to have his players tough-minded and ready to fight every down, bro. So
Right,
that's my
man.
expectation.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. And like I said, man, guys better be ready to play. If not, you're gonna be seeing this, but you're gonna be seeing him more of doing that and being
Right.
angry. So,
Yeah, being angry. Yeah.
so guys definitely gotta bring it. But let's talk about Luke Getzey, man.
Oh, the quiet boy.
Oh, he's quiet.
I think he's a quiet boy, man. It's just like, they kind of polar opposite. Maybe it's just that, Eberflus is getting more, because he's a head coach, he's getting more interviews. You seeing him more than the offensive coach. So, but he's not going, but he's not falling behind in me. I see what they're trying to do. I see Luke Getzey trying to, not be seen and all of that. I see what's going on, but he was over in Green Bay. He was Aaron Rodgers loved him. He's
Mm-hmm.
bringing pretty much the Shanahan offense, wide zone and spread, whatever they're doing over there. So that's something that's going to fit Justin Fields' skill set. So
Right.
I'm like I said, from on paper, what the Bears have done, what Poles has hired these guys, the guy that's going to
Mm-hmm.
defensive guy that's going to make sure guys are hitting harder. You got the offensive guy that's putting Justin Fields in the best situations possible. As far as offensive coordinator, you really can't ask for more because last season we had a coach that wasn't putting Justin Fields in the best situations possible, and we all saw it. So there's a
Right.
lot of optimism from at least from me, and the Bears fan base. Just we got to be optimistic. But I'm curious to see the players that Luke Getzey going to be calling today, into the 16th. Man, I think he's a quiet assassin. He might be just like a quiet, under the radar type of guy. We don't know yet, but I'm intrigued to see what his personality is.
Hey man, I'm just gonna tell you like this. Anybody who coming from Green Bay, as far as within the offense and who's working with Aaron Rodgers, definitely has to be better than Matt Nagy. I mean, I'm just saying because when
Right,
you
right.
sustain a organization like Green Bay offensively, when you sustain that for a long time, they definitely have a reasoning of picking the coaches that they picking. So I expect this guy, as far as the offense, to be very balanced. And I said that before, and I say it again. And again, what I'm mostly excited about is seeing those passes come out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I think that Justin can flourish at is getting those passes to the halfbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be interesting to see how much offense we're going to see. We're not going to see too much offensive plays going on in this mini camp because I think they're going to have some stuff in the back pocket. But let's see how this offense is going to flourish moving forward. I think that's the biggest thing. What are they going to do as far as Justin maximizing his talent and building him up moving forward, getting ready for the preseason? Because that preseason game is going to be right there on the NFL Network. First game of the
Yes, sir.
preseason. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
let's see. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. This is the most optimistic I've been outside of in a long time, just because I'm big on personalities. I'm big on people and how they, that's one way that you can determine talent. You can determine how far you can go with somebody just based off personality. So the personality between these two coaches are exactly what I think that could help this team more than anything. So I'm hyped, man.
Yeah, man, I'm hyped too, man, and y'all and look, I didn't mention this during the video, but if you're watching this on Facebook, do not forget to leave a like. It will be on Facebook at the CNG Podcast Facebook page. If you're watching this on YouTube, go also to the CNG YouTube channel, podcast YouTube channel. Go check it on there as well. But other than that, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up this Bears talk on the podcast right now. So I
Yeah.
think next we're gonna actually I'm sorry, before we move on to the finals, we got some breaking news to tend to real quick. Zach Lavine, for the Bulls fans out there. Zach Lavine, by some reports, is expected to sign with the Chicago Bulls, to re-sign with the Chicago Bulls July 1st for over $200 million. Guy, what's your take on Zach Lavine? Because we've been hearing Zach could leave, Zach could stay. So, do you have some news or some intake that you want to share with us as far as confirming that he might just stay?
I'm not surprised he's staying, bro. Like, why would you leave $200 million on the table? One. Two, when it was hearing stories about he might not be signed, it was because maybe that's coming from Jerry Reinsdorf. And maybe his agent got to fight. He's with Clutch Sports. He got Lonzo
Right.
Ball there. So that's already an ace in the hole. So, that's already strategic marketing or whatever you want to call it as far as having a guy that's already with the agency already on the team. So, and Zach, he's pretty much been here from the beginning as far as rebuilding his team. He's somebody that we all love, and we all know he's flawed, but I always thought he deserved to be paid, despite what people feel about him as far as his complete game. Zach has outperformed his contract. He's a two-time All-Star. He's 27 years old, and he's getting better. So for me, I know from a basketball standpoint of playing it and coaching it that we're going to dip. If he was to leave, we were going to dip off. We were going to dip off with him without his production.
Right.
If he would have left, if he's leaving, we're gonna just not be as what we were with him as our starting shooting guard, because now with him gone, we saw when he got hurt, DeMar is just okay, ISO DeMar and double team DeMar and force everybody to make a shot.
Correct.
So
Correct.
From a basketball standpoint, it makes sense. From him being one of the star guys on this franchise, that is turned to an all-star here under Chicago, the Bulls, this is something that you would want to see. But yeah, man, I'm expecting him to sign. I hope he works on his handle this summer. He has his escapability at best is average. As much as Zach works in the off season, that's one thing I didn't expect was his handle to be average as it is. I thought he was going to be way better. As much as bad his defense is, but if you can be great with a handle and your escapability, that will cover up a lot. So, but Zach, his escapability is not elite for a shooting guard, and I did not anticipate him being average handling the ball and sticking with his handle. I thought he would have got way better with that. So, he's not perfect, but hey, man, sign him and keep building this team, man. So I'm with Zach. What you think?
Yeah.
You think he should sign him, or you think we should get something for him? Let him go.
No, I definitely think that we need to re-sign him. I mean, he's still the best explosive player on this team because he can do so many things well. And the thing about explosive players, sometimes a lot of those guys don't have the elite handle, to pick and choose because they use their jumping ability and their speed to get around you to get to the basket. So it's a lot of those guys that we've seen that, that we used to seeing have that ability and don't have the handle. We don't have a lot of the Derrick Roses that we used to have that got that speed and that explosiveness at the same time. That's why I said with a player like that, it was rare. But with Zach Lavine, man, I hope they get everything done with him. And keep this in mind, everybody, before we move on. Zach Lavine will have the highest paid contract for the Chicago Bulls ever. Just think about that. $40 million a year. No one else on the Chicago Bulls, not even Michael Jordan, got paid $40 million a year. So keep that in mind, man. That's a big thing. That's a big thing, man. And for Zach to be the first to get a $40+ million contract in Bulls history, yeah, that says a lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We need to, we got to keep the band together, man. Because I'm hearing stories about Vucevic being traded, and for Rudy Gobert, I'm like, man, why would y'all trade that for a guy that can't even score? We got a center that can score, man. It's just everything within this Bulls team has to be healthy for us to reach our peak. Like, none of those trades. You're going to trade Patrick Williams and Vooch for Rudy Gobert, bro? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make no damn sense. That's just everybody just fantasizing with moving pieces around and, we got to get a defensive player. You're going to trade two of your guys, one guy that's on potential, another guy that we know is not good defensively. You're going to trade it for a 30-year-old center, that's making $32, $33 million a year. that's 30 years old, it can only give you around 14 to 15 points a game and give you around 13 to 14 rebounds a game with 2 blocks. Yeah, that's good, but again, you're gonna need that points in the paint and that offensive guy that can get in there and get those easy buckets. And Rudy Gobert really doesn't give you that. So it's like it just doesn't make sense. But we'll get into all that when the free agency come around and when the draft and stuff come around. We'll get into that in another video. But before we get up out of here, let's talk about these finals, man. G Walker, who did you have for this finals? Did you have Boston or did you have Golden State?
You know who I had.
I don't know who you had.
You know who I had.
You had Boston.
Hell no, I had Boston.
Okay, I'm gonna say
I had the Dubs in 6, man. I mean, I knew the potential of Tatum and Brown as far as 2 elite wings. Like, that's the most coveted position in sport. I mean, at least in basketball. My bad. In basketball, as a prototype player that you want on your team, guy that can be 6'8", handle, pass, can see over the defense, shoot, play, all that. They have 2 of them on their team, bruh. And they're kids. They still kids, man. They're kids. You know, and I'm praying that Patrick Williams turns into one of those dudes, man. Like, we need him to be at least Jaylen Brown, bro. Like, that's why I'm so hell-bent on not trading Patrick Williams. Like, you don't trade your baby 2-way wings, bro. You never do that shit.
No, you
never do that.
And like I said, the one thing I can give credit for the Bulls or regime, getting off the topic a little bit, is that Jimmy Butler was a guy that was similar to Patrick, and I'm gonna say similar because I seen Jimmy Butler go into a Chicago Chicago gym and just dominate those guys in there,
Right.
So again, Patrick Williams got that potential, and I seen the same way I see Jimmy Butler, I can see Patrick Williams. So we just gotta give it time and just wait to see what happens, man.
But back onto the Warriors. I picked the Warriors in 6, and I'm looking like I'm going to be right again. I've been right all these playoffs, man. So, CJ, just give me my flowers, man. Give me my flowers.
Now, hold on. Now, hold on. Now, in 6, I can give you that. I can say that they could do it in 6, but I had the Warriors in 7 games. I still believe that Boston probably get one more push, and then we're going to be talking about it as far as in 7 games. But this game 5, it was a lot of stuff that went good, a lot of stuff that went bad. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull this up. This is from game 5. Now, that was the final score, 104-94. Now, if you look right here, I think this was the key stat as far as what happened with the Boston Celtics. 18 turnovers. 18 turnovers in game 5. That cannot happen. If you're Boston, that's a no-no. Now, Golden State did everything they could possibly do. That they did not shoot the ball very well, but they had 6 turnovers, they had 9 steals, so they did everything defensively to really do what they can do against Tatum and those guys. But if you watch Game 5, what was your thoughts about it?
Oh man, my thoughts on Game 5 was that it's going to come down to who has more left in the tank at the end of the game. That experience, that endurance, you know what I mean? That I've been here before, that extra, half a tank of gas. And it looked like what that was going on. It was looking like it's just a matter of time before the young boys start to falter and the OGs start to pick it up. And even though Steph had missed every 3, he was 0 for 9 last night, but Wiggins stepped up, man. He was stepping up all game. He was that 2-way player for them that was helping them stay afloat all game. So kudos to Wiggins, man. Kudos to Poole for hitting those 2 clutch threes. He hit one at the half. Yeah, look at Wiggins, man. Like, them guys stepped up, man. Yep. And if you think that Curry's gonna have another game like he had last night, well, I don't know what to tell you, because that is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And Clay was playing good, so it was a slugfest for a minute. Like Tatum, it seems like he can't keep up that. He'll come in, he'll play, give you 8 quick points in the quarter, then he'll just fall off in the 4th. So, hey man.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. That game was very, very sluggish in a way, but I was very surprised that the defense did not show up for the Boston Celtics. We've been seeing that they've been putting some pressure on these guys, but I thought the key players of the game was for Golden State at least was Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole and Gary Payton Jr. You know, those three guys stepped it up. You know, especially the bench. When you look at the bench, 10 bench points for the Boston Celtics, 31 bench points for the Golden State Warriors. So I thought that was another key stat that took from that game 5. But game 6 is going to be interesting, man. We're going to see if the Warriors are going to close it out. Like Guy said, give Miss Flowers. Now, if they do close it out in game 6, I would give you your flowers then. But I'm still saying that I think Boston is going to win this game 6, and I think it's going to be a game 7. That's all. That's how I'm going to take it as, you know.
All right, cool.
That's how I got to take it as. But look, y'all, we appreciate you guys for watching this video, again, on Facebook and on YouTube. We got our man G Walker back in the building. So we definitely going to be coming back and doing more segments, more videos for you guys. Oh, go ahead, G.
Oh, man, I had nothing. I'm just listening, man. It's just good to be back. You know, football season is coming, man. So we got a lot. It's going to be way more shows, way more segments than it's been. So just stay with us. Be patient, and we're going to have fun. And I got a couple of surprises coming in the regular season, too, so stay with us.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, it's about to get crazy right here on the podcast. And I know we ain't been showing y'all too much, but, man, y'all just going to have to tune in, man. Y'all just going to have to tune in and see what we got. And I can definitely tell you this. We're going to be doing something that a lot of podcast shows, I don't think no podcast shows are doing. So stay tuned for that.
Nope.
Y'all going to see what's about to happen. But I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I hope everybody have a good day. Hope everybody enjoy their week, family time with your kids and whatnot. And again, for myself and G Walker, man, we're gonna catch you guys again on the next podcast show. Until then, y'all have a good day. Take care.
Peace.